When we are living in vow, in our emotion, in our human sentiment, there are good times and hard times. Like all people in Samsara, we are still in the 6 realms, and yet we can find a peaceful basis, a foundation for our life, which is never moved by human sentiment. That is vow. That is the reality of life. In Bodhisattva practice, first we need to take a Bodhisattva vow. And vow is for other people to give pleasure, happiness, and try to help if people are in suffering. Then try to help, support the person or people. That is our vow. And yet, we cannot do it completely. So when we have vow, we need to have repentance. Repentance is another side of Bodhisattva practice. We take a vow, but we awake incompleteness of our practice or our effort, so I may forget about the vow and do something else. And so when we try to go somewhere else, remember that we are changing the direction. Then we are aware of it and make repentance and return to that track of the vow. Yeah, vow is a direction we need to or we wish to go, but often we separate from that direction. So we try to return to that direction. When Buddha used this word, free, in Chinese or Japanese, that word is do. Do means crossover. Crossover means there is a river between this shore and the other shore. And this shore is Samsara, and other shore is nirvana. And there is a big river between Samsara and nirvana. And Bodhisattva vow is to help others to cross over this river from Samsara to nirvana. That is Bodhisattva practice. And so our vow is to help all beings to go across the river and allow them enter the nirvana. As a common sense, common Buddhist teachings, Samsara is a place where, a place or way of life, we transmigrate within different, actually 6 realms, like hell, hungry ghost, fighting spirit, and human beings and heavenly beings. Those are called 6 realms. Because our condition is always changing, we are always transmigrating. In traditional Buddhism, this transmigration is considered as one lifetime to the next lifetime. But if you don't believe this reverse within lifetime to lifetimes, we can see the same things happening within this lifetime almost every day, even moment by moment. Our life is changing depending upon our mind, and the situation we are in is always changing. Sometimes we feel like we are heavenly beings, so happy. But next time I might be miserable like hungry animals. And next time I want to gain more things, so I feel like a hungry ghost. We take more and more. So Samsara is the way of life to live based on this 3 poisonous mind that makes our life changing each time. So we cannot find the peaceful ground of our life. Even we take a Bodhisattva vow, our station is changing and our mind is also changing. As a Bodhisattva, we need to let go and not be caught up in the situation. That is how we can be free from samsara. Nirvana, according to Buddhist teaching, is when we are free from three poisonous minds that create our life into samsara. But when we become free from three poisonous minds is greed, anger, or hatred. Greed is something positive we want to gain. And anger or hatred is our attitude toward we don't like. So we want to escape from them. And yet they are coming to me without my agreement. So I didn't like that things, or I have hatred. Those reactions with greed or anger or hatred is based on our ignorance. So greed, anger or hatred, and ignorance is our attitude toward something positive, negative, and such kind of separation, or discrimination between I like this, I hate that, is based on ignorance. Nirvana is a way of life, being free from three poisonous mind. Therefore, we cannot chase after things so much, and we don't need to escape from everything we don't like, but we need to study our patience. And we find if we are free from our three poisonous mind, then we don't need to run after something or escape from something. Then we find a kind of a more stable ground of our life. That is the kind of a practical way of nirvana. Of course, nirvana in Buddhist teaching is become Buddha, completely free from all sufferings. But as Bodhisattva is still in this life. So that means, in my understanding, there's no such river between samsara and nirvana. And all Bodhisattvas are working within this shore. And if all Bodhisattvas are working with this Bodhisattva vow and help each other, then we can find nirvana within this shore. We don't need to go the other shore. I think that is a teaching of Mahayana Buddhism. Samsara and nirvana are not two separate places, but depending upon our attitude towards ourselves and other people, this world become either samsara or nirvana, whether we are free or we are not free of three poisonous mind. Samsara and nirvana is what we create.